2, 3, 4. Good evening, everybody.
Hey.
Welcome to
Mr. Wednesday.
with Mr. Jordan, Mr. Tonks.
That's us. I'm Mr. Jordan.
I'm Mr. Tonks. Together,
We're Mr. Jordan, Mr. Tonks.
we're happy to be doing this again, convening in an outdoor environment with fresh air abounding and a space heater heating. And hope you enjoy the show.
Today is actually Sunday, not Wednesday. We record it because Wednesday is too cold. Nights too cold. Nights are cold.
Yep. But so it will be January 13th.
That's right. Next Wednesday. This
Yes.
This coming Wednesday. Today is Sunday. The whatever Sunday is before the 13th.
Yep.
Math is hard.
Math is hard. So let's play music instead.
Shall we?
This is a song from our duets section.
Oh yeah. First thing we do is we play duets. We're going to play two duets.
Dos. Duetos.
Duetos. First one is a song. So this song is actually on our very first
Release.
record.
Yep.
And it's called Painter Paints. It's one that William wrote. It was also our first hit single.
Twir.
As it were.
As it were. As it turned out. 2, 3, 4.
The painter paints with the patience of 1,000 saints. The drummer drums just because. The painter paints with one hand tied behind his back, focused on the day that lights the only track. The painter paints. Driver drives with the sense to let the wolves survive. The walkers walk so they can talk. Drivers seen too many lives turned upside down. Skips on through the bushes, then he turns around. The driver drives. With a heart that's lying on his sleeve. A fried fries certainly tries. Painter paints one tied behind his back, focused on the day that light's the only track. The pain of pains. We'd have seen too many lives stuck on the shelf. One is what it takes to take it on himself. He bleeds. Pain and pains with one hand tied behind his back, focused on the day that light's the only track. The pain and pains. The driver drives. The bleeder bleeds. The painter paints.
And it'd be fun to mention
Okay.
that the painter in question,
Oh, it's our neighbor.
former neighbor, he lives across town, but he's an Athenian, Greg Benson. He and I were playing one time, and he's a painter, thus, and we made a half joking deal. Hey, paint me a painting, and I'll write you a song. And 6 months later, 2 months, whatever it was, he showed up with a painting, and so I wrote that song. And I was thinking about him and other people and what they do, but people that are good at what they do and get a chance to do what they are good at.
Sounds good. Now, across town for you is right on the corner for me.
Ah, true that.
See,
See, Tom, he is a geographer, ladies and gentlemen.
as it turns out.
As it turns out. Hey, let's play another duet song.
All
This
right, so-
is a song Tommy wrote.
Yeah, and it's called "Don't Jump the Gun," and it was also on our first recording
Release.
our first release, which was
We call them albums. Eponymous.
Yeah, that's it. Mr. Jordan, Mr. Tonks. All right, so a 1, 2, you know what to do. Songs from the king, you tell me who's to blame. It always all the same in the end. Try to blame it only on the friend. The end becomes lost across the Kool-Aid. You gotta think about it, talk about it carefully. Don't jump the gun. Just give yourself a break and let the moment pass. You gotta have something if you can't have it all your heart with. While we but now you're sorry, 'cause you left your favorite girl and that ain't cool. A couple of times you played the game of power, withered and faded, as if the word you said had never existed at all. But then you went on to sing some more songs and make it with the media. But now that you made you hate it, but what can you do? I heard a story about a guy who said he loved his gal. He said he loved her living alone. But later in the story, someone changed his mind to climb along and nights to recall. You gotta think about it, talk about it carefully. Don't jump the gun. Just give yourself a break and let the moment pass. You gotta have What did you do? A story about a guy who had loved his gal. He said he loved to live and love. But later in the story, someone changed his mind to grind alone and dance and call. You gotta think about it, talk about it carefully. Don't jump the gun. Just get yourself a ring and let the moment pass. You gotta have something if you can't have it all your heart with. While when you met her at the bus stop after school, but now you're sorry, 'cause you left your favorite girl, that ain't cool. It's never wrong to end a song on a major seventh chord, people.
It's in the books.
It's in the
It's in the books. It's in the books. And we've reached this part of the presentation,
Which we like
is
to call
conversation. And in terms of what you read in books and trusting things that you can be sure of, you may have noticed by now 2 sunburst guitars
made by Gibson
made by Gibson in the 1950s.
in the 1950s.
Which brings us to the scientific portion of the evening. And I learned this from Tommy.
And I learned it from the internet.
And he has a PhD, people. Dr. Jordan told me that sunbursts have 20% more notes. More music? No, they sound 20% better.
It's 20% something.
Yes.
But we think that, if you take the same basically build of the guitar, and you have a plain, natural, beautiful spruce top on it that doesn't have any finish on it, you take that, and then you take the same guitar, and you put this gorgeous sunburst on it. The sunburst guitar is going to sound 20% better. And that's a scientific fact, as proven by people talking about it on the internet.
So, take it to the bank, people. And interestingly, these guitars, made by Gibson in Kalamazoo, Michigan.
Kalamazoo, Michigan.
Kalamazoo. I got mine in 1985. Tommy got his.
More recently.
I guess it was 2020.
Yeah.
So nice 5,
Oh, that's right, yeah.
divisible,
which is also sciencey.
very sciencey. Numbers count, people. Get it? Numbers, counting. But it's interesting to see, even amongst a sunburst guitar, there can be different looks. A little more red, orangey in there, a little more yellow in there.
But I noticed the back of yours looks the same as mine.
Interesting.
They're carved out.
They could have been carved by like the same people.
They probably were.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, it is.
And a plug for Gruen Guitars in Nashville.
For finding these things originally.
Yeah, which, what are the odds that we both got the guitar from the same place? Anyway, I suppose they're at least conceivable, but still, maybe a little remote. But sunbursts are fun.
Sunbursts are good, and they sound 20% better, and you can take that to the bank. Ask my friend Raleigh Brown. He knows.
Raleigh.
Raleigh, it's a shout out to you. Well,
So-
we have time for the next segment.
I think let's dive right in before intermission.
This is our instrumental, and because we have 2 guitars that were really designed to play jazz, we're going to play a song, a bossa nova song for you by a fellow named Jobim called Wave.
That's a neato song. Neat-o. Quote me on that one. And it's now time for our
Intermission.
see you soon.
Okay, welcome back from intermission.
We are back. You are back.
It's time to, you know, Bobby Weir always says, we're going to take a little break. You can too. We'll be back in a few minutes after a little break.
We don't have to play the step back game either.
Take one step back.
We want you to take a deep breath and relax in your chair. Move. That's the Mr. Jordan, Mr. Tonks.
That
move.
is.
We're going to actually patent that.
So, but meanwhile, it's time for a solo. And last week, if you remember, William did a solo, and of course, now it's my turn. But the thing about a solo is it's not necessarily a solo because what it means is that it's a surprise more than anything else. It's a song that we've never played together, and that William has no warning as to what the song is. Although I do admit, I told him what key it was in.
Yep. And that did lend to the thought that perhaps the resophonic guitar would be a good accompaniment.
It's never wrong.
Almost never.
So one of the things I know about William is he really likes Merle Haggard.
Ah.
I like Merle Haggard. And the other day, I happened to drink some Four Roses bourbon. What does Four Roses bourbon remind you of?
Merle Haggard?
No. Well, probably.
Well, William Faulkner.
George Jones.
Oh.
That was his preferred whiskey, from what I understand. And we see what good it did him.
William Faulkner as well.
Yeah, okay. So
Literary fans.
So there's a song that I really like that Merle Haggard and George Jones did on their duo record.
I see how you're tying things together here.
It's called Mobile Bay. Gathered around the garbage can, passing around the bottle. We were cold and burning anything that was dry enough to burn. The shivering man said he had left his family back in Boston. Knew I'd hear a whole lot more before I get bearded man in an army coat said the answer, boys, is Jesus. And one called Joseph, all I know, in January hell. One guy said, let's have a drink in Flagstaff, Arizona. Thought I'd nearly freeze to death before I get to town. Down Mobile Bay, magnolia blossom, warm summer nights round the rolling trees, and all my dreams, somewhere I lost them. Mobile Bay, magnolia leaves, sweet Rosalie. Daylight broke that morning, the wrong side of Chicago. It was old and hungry, and all the wine was gone. People passed and pointed and said,
Dang.
Nice song, huh?
Winner, winner.
Yeah.
What a pretty song.
Isn't it? Have you heard that?
I've never heard the song. And the melody, the words, the crazy chords in the chorus.
Yeah.
Yeah. It didn't do everything you think a country song might ought to do.
But you know, Merle Haggard was like that.
He was. Yep.
He was like that.
He wasn't afraid of a jazzy chord now and then.
And he wasn't afraid of weird timing.
It's like, oh yeah, this is my way. This is the way it goes. We're good.
So next up, show and tell. Now last week, I had my show and tell. This week, Brother William gets it.
Yeah. So for December, Tommy talked about his poster that had been done by Panhandle Slim of Johnny Cash, saying, "I choose love." I forget all the verbiage, but that was.
It was something like that. Yeah, it was like, some people choose hate, I choose love.
Right.
Johnny Cash, right.
But it was the Man in Black talking about love, and done by this cool folk artist that Tommy had met, which made me think about Nashville, which made me think about Johnny Cash, which made me think about music and made me think about art. My head often drifts to art. Big fan of art museums. And I worked at the Georgia Museum of Art here in Athens, actually, for a year, in 05, somewhere in there, 04, 05, 06. But they kind of opened my eyes to an artist named Thomas Hart Benton. Now, Thomas Hart Benton was early to mid 20th century American artist. He went overseas, trained in Paris, kind of was caught up in the post-impressionist thing, got really involved, but then he thought, you know, what's not being celebrated is like Americanism and things that make America America. So he came back, and along with Grant Wood and John Stewart Curry, they became champions of this kind of mid-century celebration of kind of American things. Oh, and well, more before mid-century, because the WPA movement in the Depression hired these artists to do works of art around the country. In fact, Thomas Hart Benton did a number of famous murals. But one of the last works he ever did, now, okay, so the Georgia Museum of Art, they turned me on to him. They have a piece of his in the collection. It's a wonderful painting. And then I kind of learned more about him, and it's realism, but there's kind of a surrealistic swing to it. So I just kind of became a fan, and I would look for his art in books and things. So my friend Eric Martinez and I, during a Bloodkin jaunt to Nashville, he and I went through the Country Music Hall of Fame, which of course, there's where Johnny Cash ties it all together. A, very American, but B, very Nashville, very country music. And at the very end of this tour, and if you've never ever gone, it's really an amazing collection of stuff. They've got Bill Monroe's mandolin, they've got Luther Perkins' Telecaster, they've got Elvis's Cadillac, they've got just amazing things. But at the very end, I found this kind of open room. It looked like an event room, and there, hanging on the wall, was this painting. And I was immediately struck by it, and I knew immediately who had painted it, just kind of by the style. Mm-hmm. It's kind of real, but it's kind of swirly and
kind of fantasy-ish.
Yeah, a little fantasy-ish too. Anyway, I thought I was really, and it's big. It's a big painting, and it was the last work he ever did. In fact, he died before he could go back and sign his name to it. But it was commissioned by the Hall of Fame to celebrate country music, and you can see that the title is "The Sources for Country Music," and you got guitars and fiddles, and I'm sure there's a banjo in there.
It's got to be, because banjos. There's a banjo.
There's the banjo, but you got trains, and you got kind of. Anyway, it's a great piece of art. So I was kind of floored, and I just kind of sat down on a bench, and took it in, and I sat there looking at it as one is supposed to do with a piece of art. You don't touch it. But Eric saw me looking at the art, and just got an image of me just kind of having a moment. Anyway, it was a great moment. Thomas Hart Benton, great artist, worth your time. Country Music Hall of Fame, worth your time.
That's the one you wanted, right?
Yes, thank you. Yep. See, Tommy, he's got the mad computer skills, so that always works out in our favor. But anyway, that was show and tell. Check out that painting. You can find it online. It's really interesting. There's little stories about it. Great books written about him. I read his biography. He was from Missouri, and anyway, it's an incredible story, and just shows how things can kind of tie together.
I think he's got the same painting. I think not the same painting. I think the same artist has a painting in the Birthplace of Country Music Museum, also up in Bristol, Virginia. Because when I saw this painting, I thought, well, that's that painting that I saw that up there. But no, it wasn't that painting. It was a different one. But cool stuff.
Very cool stuff. Very recognizable style once you kind of get a taste for it. Anyway, happy times looking for art and stuff.
So
but we come to another part of the show.
We do. Our third duet. This is 3 duets.
Tres duets.
Dang. And for this one, this is a song that was written by some Irish people, right?
Yes, Fairground Convention, I think was their name.
Fairground Connection.
Well, there was Fairport Convention.
Fairport Convention.
And this is Fairground. Anyway, it's a very similar name to Richard Thompson's first band. But I heard it, George Norman, his friend Eileen, came over to play music in America for a while. George used to go over and play in Ireland. And she came and stayed in Athens for a week or so. And I think we did a show. I know we did a show because we played the song.
Had to do a show.
Yep. And I was so taken with this song.
That was back in the old days.
Yeah. And if I was smarter, and we'll post this later, the name of the songwriter, because it's Fairground Attraction. Okay, that's the name of the band. But I forget the songwriter's name. My apologies. Still a great song, whether I remember the facts or not.
Don't let facts get in the way of a good story. That's what they always say.
And I think we've just proven that. D for de lovely. A 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3.
Lights on the west wing gone. Million cars hurry home. Ice cream man shuts off his tinsel gown. Winter won't be long. See you every day. Watch as you walk down my way. Pass on the stairs of the council bluff. Shy to find words to say. Oh, but your smile is a prayer. Praise for love and your heart is a kite. Longs to fly. Hallelujah, here I am. Woke up the strange tonight. So meet me on the corner at 8. Let's get out of this place. And we'll kiss the first of a million kisses. Let the past roll away. Oh, but your smile is a prayer. Praise for love and your heart is a kite. Longs to fly. Hallelujah, here I am. Come the strange tonight. the corner at 8. Let's get out of this place. We'll kiss the first of a million kisses. Let the past roll away. Oh, but your smile is prayer, the praise for love, and your heart is a kite, longs to fly. Hallelujah, here I am. Look at the strange tonight. Oh, but your smile is a prayer, and your heart is a kite. Hallelujah, here I am. Look at the strange tonight. Look at the strange tonight. Look at the strange tonight.
Well, all right. It's a pretty song, and the world needs pretty songs.
Does.
It does.
Well, that was a good song. Hallelujah.
Pretty
Here
songs.
I am.
We love them. And we love y'all. And we love playing music. It's great to be able to connect in this new medium. Hope everybody's doing well, breathing deep, eating well, getting some sleep,
Staying healthy.
staying healthy.
Vaccines on the corner.
We're trying to do the same. And the vaccine's on the corner. I'm ready. We'll see you next month on the second Tuesday.
Wednesday. I'll
Second-
be here on the second Wednesday.
Yeah, I guess if I showed up early, it might be awkward.
Well,
So
we'll play.
we'll see you on the second Wednesday in February. Until then,
A one.
a two.
You know what to do. Some trails are happy ones, others are blue. It's the way you ride the trail that counts. There's a happy one for you. Happy trails to you till we meet again. Happy trails to you. Keep smiling on to them.
Who cares about the clouds when we're together?
Just sing a song and think of sunny weather.
Happy trails.